Next time you're in a sports bar, look up. You might see, like, 160 screens playing perfectly in sync.
Yeah, it's wild to look at.
Right. But what you don't see is the industrial-grade, government-level tech sweating in a back closet to actually make that happen.
Today's deep dive decodes that invisible backbone. We are unpacking a super dense product page for the Vitec AVSTR-G4412 AvediaStream TVgateway from HDTV Supply.
It is quite the catalog page to get through.
Yeah, okay, let's unpack this, because looking at this massive catalog of Wolfpack matrix systems handling hundreds of TVs at once, I mean, it feels less like AV gear and more like mission control.
Oh, it absolutely is mission control.
Yeah.
I mean, to really understand how a system handles that massive scale, you have to look at the gatekeeper, which is the G4412.
Okay.
It pulls content-protected live TV and radio directly from satellite RF sources, but, it can't just pass that along.
Because of the encryption, right? Exactly. It uses a modular chassis setup with dual conditional access slots to actually descramble the encryption before it streams it across an IP network. And it uses formats like UDP or RTP to do that.
Wait, hold on. If its main job is just passing a signal from a satellite to a network, why does it need heavy physical infrastructure like a whole chassis?
Well, it's...
why isn't this just a piece of software by now?
Because raw satellite feeds are heavily encrypted and just incredibly data dense. The chassis is essentially a massive blank motherboard.
Oh, I see. So it's not just a basic switch.
Right, exactly. You slide physical decryption cards into those slots. They act as literal hardware keys for the satellite signal. Software alone just can't process the raw radio frequencies coming straight from the dish.
Wow.
Right, and once it's unlocked, the device blasts the video data across the network using UDP or user datagram protocol. That fires the data as fast as possible without waiting for delivery receipts.
Which is how you get zero lag for live sports. Okay, so it's less like a simple cable box and more like, I don't know, a water filtration plant.
A water filtration plant. I like that.
Yeah, like it's taking the raw, heavy pressure from the satellite river, purifying it by stripping the encryption via those hardware keys, and then perfectly pressurizing it into hundreds of smaller pipes.
The IP network.
Right. So every single screen gets exactly what it needs simultaneously.
Spot on. And looking at the broader HDTV supply catalog really puts that scale into perspective. I mean, you have categories dedicated to 4K sports bar HDMI matrix systems sitting right next to sections for government GSA purchasing.
That is quite the contrast.
It is, but it shows you the sheer required reliability. Federal buildings and mega venues both need this physical, secure, zero-latency infrastructure.
Yeah, you'd think setting up a network for a high-security federal building or a mega bar would rely entirely on cold, flawless automation.
You would think that, yeah.
But looking at the user feedback, the biggest bottleneck isn't the hardware, it's the humans configuring it. HDTV Supply has like over 10,000 positive reviews.
Right, they're huge in the space.
Yeah, but there's a specific review from a customer named John M.M. He gave a solid rating but noted, quote, "Staff was less than friendly but answered my question."
Oh, man, yeah. Which really is the reality of enterprise tech. The G4412 comes with highly technical management tools, APIs for custom programming and SNMP.
Wait, what is SNMP again?
Simple network management protocol. It lets network devices talk to each other and report errors, but despite all that sophisticated network management, deploying it still requires human technical support.
Right.
You can build the most robust filtration plant in the world, to use your analogy, but when a pipe won't fit, a human still has to call another human to figure out why.
It always comes back to customer service.
Always.
So the next time you walk into a massive venue and see dozens of different games flawlessly playing in 4K, you'll know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, you'll understand there's an invisible physical TV gateway in a back rack somewhere, catching raw satellite waves.
Mechanically stripping their encryption and pressurizing them perfectly over the network.
But the lingering question really is the timeline for all this hardware.
What do you mean?
Well, as media distribution races toward purely app-based cloud streaming solutions, how much longer will physical, chassis-bound satellite-to-IP gateways like the G4412 actually remain the standard?
That is a great point. Are we looking at the permanent required foundation of modern media? Or will that heavy-duty water filtration plant soon become a relic of the past?
Exactly.
Something to ponder the next time you're staring up at a wall of TVs.